What up, though, fellas? Back at it again with another video. Because we improving every day. As you see by the title, today we're going to be talking about why validation from females matters more than you might think it does. You understand me? Validation from females matters more than you may think it does. Now, why am I talking about this? You see in the title that I have, Shoutout C Boogie and Shoutout Tony Maceo. Today, they did a panel that was titled, "The Black Women Obsession Has Turned Into a Fetish." And essentially what the panel was about was these guys on YouTube who constantly talk about ratchet women, no good women, hood rat jump off women. That's all they talk about. But all they talk about is how much they hate them and how much they are destructive towards society. And it was a panel discussing why these guys have this obsession with these women that they claim they don't like. You understand? Some dudes who don't like black women at all. That's all they talk about is black women. And I was on the panel. I didn't say too much. I didn't really start talking until like the last fifth of the panel. Just because I'm the type of guy who, when I hear some older guys spitting, heavy, I'm listening. I get lost in their thoughts. I get lost in what they saying and lose my own train of thoughts because I'm listening so intensely. But yeah, I didn't really speak too much until towards the end, but they brought up a topic, I should say, that was very important that I did chime in on. And it was how to guys who did not receive validation from women growing up, at a certain point, they begin to just crave any kind of attention from the same women who rejected them. And so any attention becomes good attention. You know what I'm saying? That's what they were talking about. And I gave my 2 cents on it, but I really want to make a video on this because I want guys to understand the perspective of some guys, the perspective of some black pillars, the perspective of some incels, the perspective of some of these guys who all they do is bash women all day long, where you would think, if you don't like women, why are you talking about them all day? You feel me? Validation is key to a growing boy and a young man. It starts when you are very young. This is 4, 5, 6 years old. It starts when your mama tells you that you the smartest boy on the planet. It starts when your grandma told you, "Baby, you the most handsome boy I done ever seen. You the most handsome boy on this earth." It starts when your aunties and your female cousins, let you know how smart you are, let you know how handsome you are at a young age. When they start saying, "Ooh, I know the girls all over you," knowing you 8 years old, you ain't even really, what you thinking about is picking your nose and playing with Hot Wheels. You ain't even thinking about girls for real yet. That's when it starts. And that's very foundational. Because if a guy does not receive that kind of validation at a young age from the women who are supposed to give it to him, then over time, he's going to crave attention over positive reinforcement. You feel me? So now we get past the little kid age. We talking into like middle school, high school days. So we talking about 12 all the way to 18. If a guy receives no validation from the girls he go to school with, or the girls in his neighborhood, or the girls in, whatever summer camp he might go to, whatever the case is, then he's going to develop, just like at a very young age with your mom and your grandma and your aunties. When you don't get that validation from the girls around you, when you are really hitting puberty, when you really thinking about girls, when you really start smelling yourself, over time, it will become a craving for attention from those same women and not positive reinforcement. You feel me? When you in high school and you never had a girlfriend, or you in high school and you were a virgin all through high school and no girls ever talked to you. You were in high school and every girl that you would walk up to and introduce yourself to rejected you. Or even worse, because you never got that validation from the women in your family when you were young. You didn't even have the confidence to approach women or girls in high school. So you never even got rejected, but you never approached any of them either. So then you still have no validation. So then as you get older, you build that angst, because positive feminine energy is essential to a male in general. I don't care if you're a boy, teenager, a young man, a man. Positive feminine energy is essential to being the healthiest man you can be mentally. I don't care what nobody will say. Unless, you're homosexual, then that's different. But we're talking about heterosexual males here. You need positive reinforcement from females. Positive feminine energy. You need that. And when you don't have it, it'll mess your brain up. It'll mess your head up. So then you just start seeking for attention. Or you just, you hop on Spaces just to vent all day long. That's what some of these guys do all day. When they talk about they giving red pill content, or they talk about how they giving, whatever other kind of philosophy they believe in that they trying to teach, a lot of them are really just venting, bro. And you can tell that by the guys who never have constructive answers to the problems that they introduce as video topics. It's the guys who all they do is complain. Everything is about women and what they do to us. Excuse me. That's all they talk about. And you can tell those guys have had so many failures and such a lack of validation from women that they just fed up with it. All they want is somebody to hear them. All they want is somebody to listen to them. All they want is a woman to give them a compliment. All they want is a woman to look at them as sexually attractive. That's all they really want. But they don't recognize it in themselves. You know what I'm saying? Not to be arrogant or nothing like that, but I've received a lot of validation from women my entire life. My mama, my granny, my aunties, my mama best friend, who I call my auntie. You know what I'm saying? From a very young age. And then, a little bit here and there in middle school. I had a girlfriend all through high school. And then especially in college. Plenty of validation from women. You can even look in the panel from the day. In the C Boogie and Tony Maceo panel. When I was on there, when I started talking, there was multiple chicks in the chat room talking about, ooh, who is that boy with the deep voice and the do-rag? It was chicks in there talking about they thought they was ovulating from the sound of my voice, from the vibrato in my voice. I'm not making this up. You can go look. Chicks in there talking about, I give it all up for dude in a do-rag. Saying stuff like that. You can go look. I'm not making this up. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't paying no attention to it because this is stuff I've heard before. This is stuff that women have told me to my face before. So, I appreciate them saying, or they think I'm fine or whatever in the chat room. And it was cool. I appreciate that. But it's not nothing I'm tripping over because I've gotten that validation before. So it's nothing but confirmation now, which is something that C Boogie says all the time. Validation versus confirmation. After a while, after a certain age, validation should just be nothing more than confirmation. I'll give you another example. I'm not I'm not some receipt type nigga, but I'll show you a DM I got at 3 a.m, from a chick. I'm gonna make sure y'all can't see her name. But you see what this chick said, bro? She said, I heard about that semen retention. And then send me a video of 3 chicks just shaking ass. I don't know. I didn't respond. I didn't know what it was for. I'm just like, okay. But that's validation. That's validation from women. Women ain't gonna send you videos of 3 hoes just throwing ass if they don't think you are attractive to some degree. It's just not gonna happen. Unless they trying to get some money out of you. Unless they know you a trick. Then I mean, that's different. But I'm just saying, like, the validation is key to having a healthy mindset as a man, bro. As you growing up. And then that validation becomes confirmation. Shout out to Boogie. You know, when I get DMs like this at 3 a.m, a video from a girl, three hoes, she with 3 hoes shaking ass, or I'm in a chat room with Boogie, Tony Maceo, Jay Sean, and this chicks in there talking about they ovulating from the vibrato of my voice. All that is confirmation of what I already know. I already know chicks like my voice. I already know I'm handsome. You know, I already know I'm different. I already know women see me as sexually attractive. So it's not validating anymore. All it does is confirm things that I already know. It's confirming the way I walk through life. I walk through life knowing these things already. And that's how I operate in my dealings with women. So that's why I have such a healthy mindset when it comes to dealing with women. I ain't never been no women hater. I ain't never called women, 10 million bitches and 10 million hoes and sluts and all this other. I ain't never been on that kind of tip. You've never heard me say anything hateful about a woman ever. You've never heard me say it. None of my friends have either. Because I've never been on that kind of tip. I've just never had to dislike women for any reason. Because women like me, so I like women. I'm a man, right? So I ain't gonna make this video too long. It's really not, a how-to video or, like a self-improvement video like I usually make. It's just a video explaining why validation from women matters. I know you might hear dudes say, ignore whatever women say. Don't take nothing women say. Just ignore it all. It don't matter. Excuse me. It matters, bro. It matters to a certain degree. Now, when you younger, it matters much more than when you older. Depending on how much validation you got when you was younger. If you got the proper amount of validation from your mama, your grandma, your aunties, teachers, then it will matter less as you hit middle school and high school when you really start feeling yourself and you start going through puberty. If you got enough validation from girls you went to school with, or girls in your neighborhood, or girls you went to summer camps with, or whatever the case was, then it won't matter as much when you get older and go to college, or you enter the real world as soon as you graduate high school. It's not gonna matter as much because you'll have so much reinforcement that you will already know these things. When a chick is in the chat room saying she ovulating from the sound of my voice, I'm not blushing. I'm not tripping about that because plenty of chicks have said they like my voice. Plenty of chicks have said they love to hear my voice. You know what I'm saying? When chicks is saying I'll lose it all for the dude in the do-rag, or when girls are saying I'm so handsome in the chat over and over, it's like I'm not tripping. I've heard these things before. And that's what has built my healthy mindset when it comes to dealing with women. So that's the topic for the day, man. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Peace.